Yo, what up? It's your boy Rob, coming back at you once again with another video. And I've been posting my TikTok content on YouTube just to save it in case I lose my page, because I got 3 TikToks removed in the last week. So I don't know what their rules are. I'm not taking time to read that shit. You know what I'm saying? I back up and save all my shit for that very purpose. So that's why it's important to make sure you follow me on the other platforms. So do that. So what I wanted to talk about today was this dude named Grandmaster J. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know too much about him. But apparently a lot of white people, a lot of Trump supporters think that whatever this kind of militia is that this guy is putting together or whatever, that all black people are secretly in on it, and that, you know, we're all part of this socialist communist plot to take over the United States and overthrow the government and install Dominion gas machines everywhere. Yeah, not true. I don't know too much about this guy, and I'm interested to find out. And the reason why I'm interested to find out is because I don't think that any of these political organizations, especially these radical ones, are real. And the reason why I don't think that they're real is because of COINTELPRO. Now, I've actually talked about COINTELPRO before on my channel, so you can take a look at some of my past videos. But COINTELPRO is Co-Intelligence Pro, and it's an FBI operation that took place, I believe, sometime in the 60s. And what they did was they infiltrated racial and national identity groups. They infiltrated the KKK, various militias. I think they were surveilling the Black Panthers. They were part of the reason why the Black Panthers had the downfall. But this was in the 60s. So everything is better now. Everything is 2.0 now. So I sit here and I watch BLM. And I watch all of these, you know, far right and far left groups, Antifa, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And you got to ask yourself, right? Now, the people who are the, you know, silent majority who likes to call anyone who doesn't agree with them a liberal or a BLM member or a socialist or a Marxist or a communist, all of the dog whistles, all of the racist dog whistles that basically mean nigger. You know what I'm saying? They know a lot, but they seem to not know about COINTELPRO. It's the same kind of narrative, like, you know, the news is always fake only when you're talking about Trump. If it's something negative that comes out about Trump, then the news is negative or is fake. But, you know, every single time there's a police altercation that ends in a black man either getting beaten or killed, then that same fake news is accurate on all accounts and their journalism is unmatched. You know, that kind of scenario? You know what I'm talking about, right? But anyway, so I think that all of these groups, even that Wolverine Watchmen group, okay, because see, you have a far right group and then you have a far left group, because you have to remember that when it comes to the right, you're never fully accepted unless you're the right skin color. So even if your racial or national identity group identifies with those political ideologies, you'll never be considered far right. They'll always call you far left. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what kind of ideologies this group in Atlanta that this guy named Grandmaster J has. Clearly, you know, it's some type of black nationalist thing. You know what I'm saying? It looks like it's predominantly black. You know what I mean? Now, when I say it's a black nationalist thing, I mean it's a black nationalist thing. See, there's the whole I'm white and I say so thing. And white people sit there and say that Black Lives Matter is a black nationalist group. They're not. The Black Panthers was a black nationalist group. The Nation of Islam is a black nationalist group. BLM is not a black nationalist group. So just because you say so doesn't make it so. Okay, so I need to research that group because I want to find out more about him. I want to find out more about Grandmaster Jay. But if you notice, during this election period, there was that thing that happened in Michigan with that judge. I think her name is Gretchen Whitmer or something like that, and there was a plot that was uncovered to kidnap her. So, and it was by some group, some militia group in Michigan. I think it was called the Wolverine Watchmen or something. It was part of some kind of bigger militia group or movement or whatever called the Boogaloo Boys or Boogaloo Movement or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Some cross burners. So basically, I think that all of these groups have already been infiltrated by the FBI. I don't think COINTELPRO ever ended. So I think BLM is part of COINTELPRO. I think, you know, this group down here in Atlanta is part of COINTELPRO. And the feds had two busts. They busted that group up in Michigan, and they busted Grandmaster Jay down there. Now, see, the thing is that the people act like they're mixed up by the media. They're not. You're not mixed up by the media. You know exactly what's going on, but you weaponize the identity politics the exact same way that you try to sit there and say that other people weaponize the identity politics. You think that Black Lives Matters speaks for all black people, but you know that they don't. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much everybody is an individual, because if you ask any black person, anytime anybody speaks, they say this person don't speak for black people. So for the most part, we all just speak for ourselves and how we feel. You know what I'm saying? But I'm white and I say so. If you happen to disagree with any of these people, then you're BLM. Nothing else matters. You know what I'm saying? You could be a Trump supporter. You know what I'm saying? You still BLM. It's been me before. You know what I'm saying? This is how I know. I know from experience. You know what I'm saying? So I've dealt with that before. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing that people on the left do. You know, if you don't agree with a certain thing, like transgender people being able to go in and out of whatever bathroom that they please, all of a sudden you're a homophobe. That's not true. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not homophobic. But this is the world that we live in, where if we don't agree with a certain kind of thing, then we're this. And it gets overplayed because people who are actually racist act like they're not racist, but put themselves into that group. Oh, I only said nigger 3 times. You know what I'm saying? I only don't think that black people should have the same rights as everybody else. But I'm not racist because everybody else feels that way. And if you point that shit out, then, you know, you're just using identity politics. No, motherfucker, you're using identity politics because it's the identity of the other person that you're looking at where you're basing your hatred. So, like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's a double standard all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? People tired of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. And I'm tired of motherfuckers acting like they don't know what the fuck is up. All these motherfuckers that act like, you know, they don't know what's going on. They know that all these groups have been infiltrated. The KKK been infiltrated. That movie Black Klansman was actually based on a real story. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to anything like David Duke or anything like that, David Duke could tell you like it was a character in there based on him. You know what I'm saying? So all these groups, it's not just the black groups, like all of them, the neo-Nazis, you know what I'm saying? Like all of them, even motorcycle gangs. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of them have been infiltrated by the feds, and the feds use these groups to fester chaos. But the problem is that these motherfucking people are so racist, they literally know this, but they want to take on issue with certain people anyway, using the existing media disinformation. And see, like, that's where you know people are lying. You know what I'm saying? You know people are lying. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the feds are just getting their assets back. I think that bust in Michigan could possibly have been a sting. You know what I'm saying? It could have just been whatever was necessary to break up the undercover policing. Same thing with this. You know what I'm saying? It's all happening around the same time. all of these radical government movements and shit. What the fuck is motherfuckers getting radical for in the United States? Because of COVID? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you radical about? Motherfuckers mad because Donald Trump is contesting the vote? He ain't doing shit wrong. It's not like it's Vladimir Putin where, you know, the person who ran against him is like disappeared before the election was even, you know what I'm saying, finished. You know what I mean? He's using the court system, whether you agree with him or not. You know what I'm saying? If you think he should get out of the White House, you know what I'm saying, whatever the courts say, then that's probably what'll happen. You know what I mean? But he's not outside of his constitutional or legal rights. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. The world is crazy. I'm gonna do some more investigation. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm under the impression that Grandmaster J is a Fed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he's a Fed. I think he's a cop. I think he's an undercover. You know what I'm saying? I think he's an undercover snitch. You know what I mean? And I think all these motherfuckers is undercover snitches. Any racial identity group that's out here today in 2020 is a Fed. They're a snitch. They're a government employee right on the payroll. You know what I'm saying? Going to these areas, you know what I'm saying, pushing propaganda for the government to keep people divided during this time of COVID, during this time of political instability with the election the way that it is. And they just, you know, mobilizing the chaos. You know what I'm saying? At this point, you know, a lot of these people that identify with these groups, if you do identify with nationalism or if you do identify with supremacy, it's a real dangerous time for you because your group is infiltrated. You know what I'm saying? Your group is infiltrated by the feds. And they'll be in there getting information on all y'all and knocking all of y'all off. Getting y'all set up. Pulling sting operations, doing espionage and entrapment. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all fucked up. A lot of y'all fucked up ass racist groups and a lot of y'all fucked up ass national groups. But the government is the most fucked up. The government is the biggest gang in the world. You know what I'm saying? The US government. That's a gang right there. That's a damn vile ass gang. And any kind of resource that they can use, they do like an amoeba. You know what an amoeba is? One of those cells. They surround it, they engulf it, and then they make him part of it. You know what I'm saying? After they digest it and process it. So, you know, if you happen to be, you know, somebody that hates white people and you're in a little gang, you know what I'm saying, a little weird ass brotherhood of motherfuckers that, you know, identify as hateful and you feel that you're better than people, or if you're white, you know what I'm saying, and you feel like everybody is a Kang or a Dindu, you know what I mean? You think that motherfuckers are damn near retarded because the IQ is low, you know what I'm saying? If you jerk off to Jared Taylor or Jordan Peterson, you know what I mean? Might be a bad time for you. And it ain't no bad time for me. It ain't no bad time for nobody else. The government that you love so much infiltrates. They infiltrating right now, man. You know how they got that group, the one that was called the Wolverine Watchmen? Fucking Facebook. Fucking Facebook turned in the information on what they was gonna do up there in Michigan. The feds, man. The government, they wired in the information networks, everything. Nothing is safe, man. You're constantly under surveillance. And they're constantly under surveillance, not because they want to put you in jail, but because they want to corrupt your cause and use your numbers. You know what I'm saying? They want to corrupt your cause and use your numbers. They want to use your organization. You know what I'm saying? They want to get you. You know what I mean? So, if there was ever a time for a life change and maybe start seeing things through a different lens where you just don't hate people because of the way that they look, now might be a good time. Because, man, kick doors is at an all-time high. The feds coming through with battering rams. They pulling in all their people. When you see all these fed busts, the feds are getting their assets. You know what I'm saying? They're pulling their men out so that they can come in and do the real shit. Assassinate whoever they need to assassinate. kill whoever they need to kill, steal whatever information or computers they need to get. So they're getting their assets back so that nothing happens, so that they can get some more information. None of these people will probably ever hear from them again, because they know that the public will just forget. Pay attention though. Keep watching. You'll see. On that note, make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure that you hit that bell notification twice, so that you get an update every time I drop a dope ass video. I promise you a Grandmaster J video and full investigation to see exactly what's going on, and we'll check that out. And make sure you follow my new channel, Blacklight Revelation News, Reviews, and Reactions. Alright? If you search YouTube and Blacklight Revelations, it should show up. I'll be putting some content on there today. Alright? And I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.